Right, you little dickheads, I'm gonna have to have a few words with you before we start this team builder video, since I still haven't had my say on what happened last week, and quite frankly, I need to speak. Basically, last week, Alex, Onesie Baynet, got smacked 6-0 by a pillow swine. Kinda pathetic, but I need to explain some of his reasons for that. Basically, Alex has been working 45-hour weeks. Not days, because that's impossible. He's been working 45-hour weeks every day, every week since he came home from uni. And that's left him with almost no time to team build, make videos, and keep going. But you know what? That's fine. Because now, he's finally perfected the art of managing his time. And you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna come out this week and build me a fucking sweet ass team to fight the person with. And that person is Just Weavile. So yeah, welcome to the week 5 team builder for the TBU for AS Monferno versus Just Weaviles team, which I can't even fucking remember. Oh wait, it's the Wolverhampton Weaviles. So yeah, let's do this. As Swagnet so delicately put it, this week we're playing against Just Weavile and the Wolverhampton Weaviles. I think that's the Wolverhampton Weaviles, I'm not too sure, I'm very tired. But yeah, basically, his team, I feel like, is one of the strongest matchups against us that we've had to face this season. I think this is probably the worst matchup I've seen my draft have against anyone this season. If I look at the draft, you'll see it in the layout, but basically, it's Mega Medicham, Bishop, Crobat, Landorus Therian, Volcarona, Ditto, Slowking, Venusaur, and Aggron. He has things that stop almost everything I do, but you're probably seeing an item on this Sylveon right now. And I will warn you, I've given Swagnet some memes to play with, so this should be fun. So yeah, I've managed to find time for team building this week, and I'm very happy with the team I've made. Even if it doesn't win, I'll be very, very happy that I've managed to build a team that can actually possibly put some work in against him. So yeah, basically, the one we start off with is a physically defensive Sylveon with an eject button, Hyper Voice Wish, Hidden Power Rock, and Protect. Hidden Power Rock is there to hit both Crobat and Volcarona for super effective damage, even though Psyshock would do more to Venusaur and Crobat, but Hidden Power Rock is vital because Volcarona is a threat, an absolute threat that can set up on Registeel, can set up on possibly Wobbuffet if I predict wrong, and can set up on this Sylveon if I don't have Hidden Power Rock, but I do. So it cannot set up on me reliably because I can take a +1 Fire Blast from a max special attack Volcarona from this range, which is absolutely beautiful. But the item you're seeing here, the eject button, that rolls in with my next mon, because looking over his draft very quickly, I have nothing for Mega Medicham. Absolutely nothing. So, the plan is, Mega Medicham hits the field. With whatever I have in, I switch into Sylveon. Sylveon takes a move, whether it be a Poison Jab, which does 85 to 96% to this Sylveon, whether it be a high jump kick, which will do nothing, whether it be a fake out, which will do even less. I get switched out with the eject button, and that allows me to go straight into my next mon, Wobbuffet Banter. And you know why that's so important? Because this Wobbuffet can then trap the Mega Medicham, encore it because I can take 2 moves of whatever it wants to hit me with, I can take 2 hits with anything, and I can kill it next turn with counter. If it wants to sub up on me, I go back into Fernando and kill it with a Hyper Voice through the sub. If it wants to go for like a swords, a work up or a home claws or whatever it has, something silly, I can just encore it into that, and I get the matchup from that. I get the matchup and the momentum, and that can win this match back for me. Damn it. I've given it counter, Miracle, Encore, Destiny Bond, max physical defense, max HP, because I can take 2 of whatever move this Mega Medicham wants to throw at me. And the Custap Berry is so that in case I get down to low enough HP, I can use a Custap Destiny Bond and get a second kill off with Wobbuffet. So Wobbuffet here is going to be an absolute nightmare for that Mega Medicham. And this strategy, I really hope it works, because it's the one thing I really want to work. If I can make this work, I'll feel happier than I have in any other TBU game, even the one against Baby Eye. I'll be the happiest you've seen me. I swear to God. Next week's team builder, if it does work, will be the happiest you've seen me. So, yeah, on to my next mon. Now, the problem I have is that Bishop is a threat. If that thing gets up to +1, it can 50-50 my entire team. It's crazy. So I came up with a little niche little counter. With a Chopple Berry, Registeel here, with 252 HP, 252 defense plus defense nature. Registeel here can live a low kick because it's light metal. It does about 20% through Chopple Berry, and then I kill it with superpower. If I switch in on the Bishop and it goes for a sword stance, I live whatever move it wants to throw at me. Whether that be a low kick, a knockoff, and I can just straight up kill it with a superpower. So this thing is going to be putting in work, hopefully. And also, another casually little decent thing is that this Registeel, because it has the superpower, can also deal super effective damage to a Ditto switch-in, which you might see happen, because if he brings Ditto, he's going to want to try and get into my Registeel, because he doesn't have a lot of Stealth Rock setters outside of an offensive one on Bishop, which honestly needs the other move slots, and Landorus Therian, which I have a feeling he's going to bring Scarf. I'm certain he's bringing a Scarf Landorus Therian, because the amount of work it does to my team is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, I've given it Ice Punch as well, just to hit Landorus Therian, and Thunderwave is there just to slow things down, like the Volcarona, in case it wants to switch in on me, which I can honestly see it doing, because it's a freaking Volcarona. And yeah, basically I feel like this is the best way I can limit his most powerful offensive threats, Mega Medicham and Bishop, as well as giving myself a decent chance of dealing with Volcarona. But I can't just play on the defensive for the entire game, so I need to have a bit of offense, and that's where the latter half of this team comes in. I have Panic the Staraptor with another little meme. We have Muscle Band, which I believe I have ran this season on Sneasel. I'm very sniffly, I'm very sorry. But yeah, we have ran that this season on Sneasel instead of Life Orb, because it can bluff the Scarf, bluff the Band, and I feel like this might come in a bit of a crap stain by bringing it Muscle Banded, but my thinking about bringing it Muscle Banded is that if Bishop wants to possibly switch in after I've locked myself into a Brave Bird or something silly, and it's an obvious KO. For example, let's say I catch the Landorus Therian on a switch-in trying to lower my attack. I can do whatever I want then. He's going to think I'm Scarfed, or... Sorry, let's start that chain of thought again. Imagine I've bluffed the Scarf so far. I've bluffed the Scarf and I've only managed to get a dodgy kill. He brings in the Bishop thinking I'm Scarfed. I don't switch out that turn. He either goes for a sword stance, and I hit him with a revenge, which is going to kill him, or I hit him with or he goes for a move, any kind of move. Knockoff doesn't kill me, Sucker Punch doesn't kill me, Iron Head doesn't kill me, none of it kills me. I take the damage and I get the double damage back on return and kill him. I wanted to run close combat here, but my thinking is that if he copies my Staraptor and I have close combat, it destroys my entire team. It will literally kill something on my team and then go. So by giving it revenge, it stops this Staraptor from dealing massive damage to anything on my team, because Michael Bolton, the Registeel, then becomes a switch-in to my own Staraptor. I've thought this through, because say he say he brings Scarf Ditto, and he has a, say he brings Scarf Ditto, and he switches it in on my Staraptor, and he's like, yeah, you risk the speed tie. I can safely switch into my Registeel, knowing I can take any move on my own Staraptor. It's a bit of a strange scenario, but it was the safest one in that situation. I didn't want to risk close combat because it would lower the defenses, and it would give a massive hit to start with to Registeel. So I thought that Revenge, even though it is memey, it is a bit stupid. It's the best in this situation. I considered Hidden Power Fighting there instead of Revenge, but Revenge is the Oko on Bisharp, so it was worth it. My next Mon is, quite funnily enough, had a bit of a name change to Raikou, because it's been incredibly underwhelming. But this Sneasel is going to be a little bit of a meme as well, because I'm running the counter set again, but this time I'm doing it slightly differently. I've given it some HP investment, and some special defense investment, and a bit of attack investment. Basically, this Sneasel outruns his entire team, barring Scarf Landorus, which I'm incredibly certain is coming. A Scarf anything, in fact, would outspeed this Sneasel, but that's fine, because I'm certain he's bringing Scarf Lando. It's ridiculous how certain I am, but I've looked at the matchup. It just destroys my entire team. It has something that can hit my entire team, so I've decided to pack Counter, which was a last-minute change from Icicle Crash, and the reason for that is that I'm leading with my Sneasel, because it is the best lead in any scenario, because if he leads with the Landorus, then he risks a very strong hit from an Icicle Crash, which I don't have, but he doesn't need to know that. He risks a hard hit from my Icicle Crash. I have the Focus Sash. I have a minus defense nature, so I know that U-turn is taking me down to the Sash. He's going to go for a U-turn. Basically, he's got two chances. He either stays in and hits me with a U-turn if he's not Scarf, or he switches out instantly, which would be stupid, and he goes into something else. I'm certain he's bringing Scarf Landorus, and if he's bringing Scarf Landorus, he's going for a U-turn turn 1 against this Sneasel. So, I have Counter. It kills everything on his team if they switch into it. Nothing on his team is taking this. I've given it as much HP as I can and lowered its defense so that there's nothing on his team that has over 280 health. So that was a complete and utter risk and a gamble, but it was the only way I could guarantee a positive outcome, or at least give myself a chance of a positive outcome should Scarf Landorus come, which I'm certain it will, because, like I said many times before, the matchup is too great. But that speed allows me to outspeed everything on his team that I can possibly think of outspeeding, except for Crobat, and I have Ice Shard for Crobat anyway. I have Brick Break to hit the Bisharp if it's possibly needed, and yeah, I think this Sneasel is gonna be a little bit of a risk, but I hope it's worth it. And yeah, the final member on this team will be Rose the Mega Latias, who has Defog, Hidden Power Psychic, Roost, and Psyshock. I honestly considered bringing a physical Latias with Earthquake, but then I looked at its move pool, and you'll see it does get Earthquake, but its physical attack stat is 80. So it wouldn't really have worked, because I would have had to bring Earthquake on a Mon with a really poor attack stat to hit a Bisharp, and it would have allowed me to run Waterfall, which you'll see there, but there's no point. Basically, the idea behind this Latias is that it's completely support. It's here because it can live a hit from Bisharp, surprise it with Hidden Power Fighting, and it can Psyshock Volcarona. It's the best I could think of in this situation, because I want to have rocks off my side of the field if I'm going to have Staraptor and Sneasel do anything. I need rocks away, I need a Mon that can reliably get rid of them, and Latias is that Mon. Depending on what Mons he brings, Latias may become redundant later in the match, depending on whether he has a Stealth Rock, Bisharp, or a Choice Scarf Landorus. Depending on what he has, Latias could become redundant very quickly. So this girl, Rose, is only here just as an emergency need to get rid of rocks, because I didn't really think of anything else on the team I could benefit from bringing. I mulled over Tyrantrum, decided against it because I swapped it out for Wobbuffet. I mulled over Garchomp a lot as well, because Garchomp can set rocks up as well, but I just didn't really see it. I needed rocks off of my side of the field for this plan to work, and I needed it. So the idea here for this match is literally surprise him with Sneasel, try and kill the Mega Medicham with these two, and then try and bluff a Scarf with Staraptor to kill Bishop. And then after that, I can do what I want. The only problems I can see with this team are Volcarona could be a massive problem, but I have ways of dealing with it. I can't let it set up. If it sets up, I'm done. Fernando is going to have to put in a hell of a lot of work with that Hidden Power Rock and that Hyper Voice and that Wish and that Protect, and the Eject button has got to work perfectly. But Volcarona is a bit of a problem. In hindsight, I could have possibly changed this to Scarf, but I need the extra power that Muscle Band brings, and it allows me to get a surprise KO on something like the Bishop if I manage to bag a KO with something. So Staraptor is my main offense here. It does speed time with Volcarona, but that's not much of a problem because he's going to assume that I'm bringing some kind of max speed Staraptor anyway, so he's not going to want to risk a speed tie. But yeah, that's the team, guys. That's what I'm bringing for Swagnet to play with this week, and I really hope he appreciates the memes and the thoughts and insight that I put into this team, because I put a lot of thought into what I should bring here, and I really, really hope it works out for him, because I really, really, really just want to see a good performance. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy the match which will be coming out tomorrow, narrated by Swagnet, who's back by popular demand, and I will see you guys in the video tomorrow. Hope you have a great day and a great life, and I will see you later.